Monday's a pretty big day. This coming Monday's a pretty big day for the whole team. It's selection day for the team. How tense is it for the guys right now, knowing that day is coming up?
It's a funny thing because a lot of guys who probably never stressed about a selection before are stressing. So yeah, it's quite nerve-wracking. Me myself, I'm kind of looking forward to getting that day over with, whether I make the team or not. It's just, I know a lot of guys are like, why can't we just find out today? So we got to wait another week, and fingers crossed I get a good phone call and book my trip. But other than that, yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
How are you feeling about your chances? You've had a bit of a different kind of journey this last little while with an injury and trying to get back in the team and the squad. So how are you feeling about your chances of making the team?
Yeah, I'm optimistic. I had a knee injury in January, didn't get to travel with the team to Dubai, and then had to kind of work my way back into just the daily training environment. And it's been good thus far. We had 3 weekends back to back playing the academy side. Just like some mini games, and that gave me some time under my belt. But I mean, never overly confident in myself, confident, that I've done enough in the past as well and been a pretty big contributor to the team. But just trying to stay optimistic.
When were you able to get back onto the field and start training?
The team got back in, I want to say April, around maybe like May. I can't remember the exact date. Probably like 2.5 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. And I hopped in, and I've been back since. I think I missed the cutoff to travel with the team by like a week. So I was a bit unlucky there. I just hadn't done any big sort of contact stuff. So they decided to leave me at home, and it's worked out thus far. So
when was the Dubai tournament?
You know what? I don't have an exact date. I kind of threw it in the back of my mind because I didn't remember. Because I wasn't going, so I was like, oh, whatever. I can't exactly the exact date. I can pull it up for you. If you wanted, but
it's fine.
Yeah.
I was just more asking because you kind of mentioned it, but getting some game time in would have been good for you, especially because the coach that you're, he's somewhat new. I guess Henry Paul's somewhat new to the team. So do you think like you've established kind of a relationship with him and been able to show enough to him that to put you in good standing?
I hope so. I've been, like I said earlier, I was a pretty big contributor for the past 5 years, and since he took over in, I believe it was London a couple of years ago. So I've been in the mix, every tournament, available for every tournament. And I wasn't really backing on that. I wasn't, using that as a fallback at any point. But I hope so. Him and I butt heads a little bit, but I think it's all in, good standing at the end of it. It's for the, betterment of the team. Just two strong-headed guys. So
how many matches got in? You said the academy side there. How many matches have you been able to play?
We played 3 full games, 2 back-to-back weekends. So we played 12 games, and then we played a little bit less, probably like 2.5 full games on Saturday. So a good amount. They're actually not bad competition. They're young guys, fast, fit, strong. But I'd say just like time divvied up, I think I probably got about 6 games in, so not bad.
How's the knee feeling?
The knee feels actually really good. Every now and then I can feel it here and there, but for the most part, it's kind of in the back of my mind at this point. I don't really think about it too much.
Yeah. How close has this team become? Actually, before I ask you that question, is it 13 13 that travel to the Olympics, or do you know how many guys are traveling?
Yeah, I believe we're getting cut down to 14 guys into a training group on Monday. And then from that, there'll be 13 traveling, and I believe only 12 in the actual in the village itself. I believe the 13th might have to stay outside of the village, but yeah, 13 guys going, 12 dressing, kind of like the norm that we're used to. But yeah,
How
12,
many
13.
guys are on the roster right now?
I think it's about 21 guys. We do have some long-term injury guys, so that kind of chops it down to about 17. So there's going to be probably 3 or 4 guys missing out, kind of just out of that, didn't play well enough, or, might be younger, or who knows, right? So there are going to be some guys that are going to miss out that have been there the whole time, and there are guys missing out because of injury, and that's just the nature of the sport.
Yeah, I know you told me back when we talked last that you didn't want to go just based on merit and what you've done in the past, and you wanted the best. The best team should go regardless of if you're how well you've played in the past. But how badly do you want to go? I mean, now that it's to the point where it's Monday coming up here, like how badly do you want to make this team and go?
It's so funny because you don't really. I don't know how it'll feel if I don't make it, or if I do. Like, I just don't know what that'll feel like. Yeah, when you work towards something for 5 years straight, it's kind of hard to put into words. I don't know. I'll probably cry, to be honest with you. I would give probably anything to go at this point. Give up a lot to go. So, we give up a lot already just to even train and, put your name out there. So to actually get your name picked is, give almost anything at this point.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that with how close this team is, and I don't need to get into details about off-field stuff, but there's been some drama that's been documented, and you guys play for the love of the game for the most part, and you guys have become real close, especially through COVID and everything. So how tight is this group?
Yeah, extremely. I kind of lost that whole kind of thing when I was hurt, and I didn't really get to see the group of guys all the time, and that was kind of concerning to me. And then once I got back into the training group, you kind of, you feel that right away. You feel like, you feel everyone, how close the group is, and, the laughing, the joking, even at this point, we're 39 days away, and, guys are still joking, and it's not, everyone's supportive of one another. You have guys straight up battling for spots against one another, and no one's saying another bad word about another. It's just like a very, very cool, tight knit group. And I think that's why we've had success in the past, especially even going into Vancouver last year. I think that is a large part to do with it, is just how much we enjoy being around each other and how much we enjoy playing for one another.
Well, yeah, I imagine even if you're chosen to go, it's going to be tough if one of your friends gets cut, or even if it's somebody that you've been competing against for a spot on the team. How hard is it going to be to, if you do make it and other guys don't, just to see how they're going to be kind of hurt by it?
Yeah, it'll be heartbreaking, especially knowing like they're in the exact same place that I'm in, right? They work their butt off as hard as I did, and I was just lucky enough to get picked. Or if I'm not lucky enough to get picked, I'll be upset, but I'll be extremely excited for whoever does go. And I think it's just the way it's going to have to be. I'm sure we'll share a beer over it, whether it's before or after the games, whether you make it or not. But I think the whole group is focused on, I think the whole group is aware that the best team needs to go. Whether I'm part of that group or not, I think that the best team does need to go. And I'll be happy either way.
What does the lead up to Tokyo look like as far as, do you have any exhibition matches leading up to it?
No, that was so the games against the academy side here in Victoria were the only games that we were going to play. There was a tournament down in LA, but they didn't really want to risk any injury. I believe it's next weekend or the weekend after. So it's quite a tight turnaround just in case something does happen. And with just our environment, we've had some great success without having anyone, catching the virus or anything like that. So they didn't really want to risk international travel and then coming back home. So they're just going to keep it into like a smaller daily training environment with the smaller group and just keep training, focus on us, I guess.
Is it, as far as after the Olympics, I think it's looking like the World Rugby 7 Series is going to be a go, or I guess it's kind of looking more like that. Are you planning to keep going after this, or what's your status as far as continuing on with the team?
You know what? I've heard some people talk about it, and I haven't really. I mean, I have given some thought, and I would love to keep playing, especially with the tournaments coming up. I know that there's going to be a break for the team traveling, and so like I haven't been asked yet, but if I am asked, yeah, I'm just always want to keep playing. It's like one of the best little kept secrets in sports. You get to travel around with your buddies and play. So if they ask me, yeah, I'll always put my hand up and stay with the team for as long as I can. But I believe right now, for the first couple tournaments that are getting put back on, I believe they are probably going to send a younger side, just because of the majority of the team that goes to the Olympics is going to be just given some time away. So